Hello. Welcome to another live stream. And yeah, so we're officially in the final countdown phase until Mutant Mayhem. Oh my god. So yeah, wow. I can't believe we're finally here. It's been quite a while since we've done a live stream or anything to do with Mutant Mayhem. And oh my god, I can't wait for it to actually come out. Now I know that some people are seeing it on Wednesday, I think it is, but in the UK it's coming out tomorrow. Oh my god! So yeah, that's what I'm yeah. So tomorrow I'm gonna be watching it, and oh god, so yes, this is I just want to come on here just talk about Mutant Mayhem because I want to get excited. I know that I am excited for this, and I want to get more excited. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how it all goes down. Got a little Sim, hello, how are you? Hope you're doing good. And yeah, so yeah, I can't wait for it. I'm going to check. Also, might as well just see how many people are going to be in my screening tomorrow. So yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting to see how it all plays out with the Music Mayhem movie. So yeah, let me know what. Yeah, so I'm quite interested to hear what you have to say about it in the comment section below. Are you looking forward to it? Are you not? And yeah, so we'll just give it a little while for people to join in stuff like that. So okay, so I'm just quickly getting the thing up so I can see how many people are actually in my screen. Hopefully, it's going to be quite a few people. Hopefully, so yeah, and let me quickly just put on Discord thing to get people in here. Okay. Um. So yeah. How's everyone? I hope everyone is doing good. Yeah. And let me quickly get up. Uh. Everyone. Um. mm, Join if you can. Okay. So yeah. Yeah. Don't really know what to really say. Yeah, so okay, and let me quickly get the screening for tomorrow. Okay, so that one there. Okay, now I will be very careful here because I don't want to reveal the location of my screening. Um, Hopefully I'll be able to do it this way. So if I go here, okay, so let's share this. Share, window, that one. Okay, so yeah, this is my screening so far for tomorrow. It's pretty interesting. So it seems as though that my one's going to be pretty. Hmm, so far, it seems as though that not many people are going to be turning up to it so far. But keep in mind, this is one's like early in the morning, like 10 in the morning. So I've got a feeling a lot more people are probably gonna show up and then book the tickets on the day. That's what I'm guessing is gonna happen. But yeah, oh my god, I can't wait for this one. Yeah, I'm so excited for this one. But yeah, let me know what you think about this in the conversation below. Are you looking forward to it? Are you not? Um, yeah, I must admit, overall, I'm looking forward to it. There's a few things in here that I'm just like, oh yeah, that could be done a little bit better, I'd say. And quite a bit of it I'm on the fence about, and that's the thing which I'm trying to do for this live stream is just give me pumps for this movie because I know if I'm going to look forward to it and get excited for it, but at the same time I need I need to fully convince myself on it so far, and yeah, so far I haven't really done that so far, but yeah, so, I mean, like there's a lot of stuff about it which I do like, and at the same time, there's a few things in there, but already I'm just like, really, they're going down that route. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I've been, I think like the biggest one is just the fact that they're focusing on the teenager aspect of it, and I'm like, oh no, I think that's the wrong aspect of it, and yeah, I think that might it so far has putting me off it, but at the same time, you never know. It could potentially work out. But with what I've seen so far, it could go either way depending what we're doing. But like another thing that's sort of also put me on the fence about this whole movie so far as well is Jackie Chan's voice for Splinter. I just don't think his voice works really well for Splinter voice. But at the same time, you just never know. And I do hope for the best and hope that it actually is good. So that's sort of my fingers crossed for it, but you never know. I mean, with what I've seen so far, yikes. I don't think he's the best sounding Splinter, but at the same time, you never know. Let me quickly look up the reviews for it. Tomato. I think that was the one place which had reviews for the movie so far. I don't think I have any spoilers on there, which is actually really good for me. Yeah. Okay. So I don't think I don't think I've actually ever been on Rotten Tomatoes before, so this is going to be pretty interesting. Okay. So where is it on here? Let me quickly share. Oh no, that's the camera. Let me share the screen. Okay, this one. Okay, so Moon Mayhem is okay. So 96. So it's gone down. I know it was on 97%, and then went up to 98, and that's gone down to 96. So I don't know. That's a good thing. Or what's it showing me the trailer? I want to see the okay. I think this is it. I hope for the best. Okay, yeah. So it's gone up, then it went quite a bit, then went down. So it's gone down 96. So I don't know if that's good or not. The audience score hasn't come out yet, which is something which I'm somewhat curious by, just because with how the fans are and all that, it could either go one or two ways. So what are the reviews in this? Okay, so got B plus. Okay, I think that's quite. 2.5 out of. Oh, this one could be interesting. Okay, me mate. Oh no, that's actually. Oh, this person just done a whole article about it. What did I actually say on this thing here? Me Mayhem is a pretty show venture thematically. Having said that, it undeniably strong visuals and enough creative voice work to make it tolerable on a hot August day when families need an air-conditioned heater for a few hours. Okay, yeah, that's somewhat which I was somewhat expecting it to be more like, where people will be iffy about it, but overall, yeah. All got um hang on, oh, and what things going wrong? I think I think is the chat not showing up, and why is the chat not showing up? Hang on, I'll get to that in a second. Why's the chat not showing up? Was it still showing up there? Okay, well, actually, Wimmers, hello, how are you? Hope you're doing good. I'm just currently, I'm just trying to get myself, hyped for the movie and just reading some reviews. Moon Mayhem is a small win in the Tarzan world vibe. That doesn't need to mutate into anything further in order to be accepted. Okay, that one doesn't really say too much if it's actually going to be good or not. Okay, 4 out of 5. Okay. The New York-based cartoon is peppy, anarchic, doesn't talk down to teens. Okay, that's somewhat interesting. Looks that word boasting soundtrack and gives us April O'Neil as we've never seen it before. Okay. It's Summer Holiday Eye. Hang on, hang on, Summer's Holiday Eye candy with a sherbet. Okay, that's a very interesting review. A Jubilee of Bath and snort and news and stink bugs and slobbering rhinoceros and shouting awesome when someone lands. A cool kick. Okay. That one doesn't really say if that's going to be good or not. Just gives a little description of what it's saying in it. Pretty interesting. Focusing on the innocence of adolescents over attempting to subvert superhero movie tropes enough to feel in favour to more works for these heroes in Hardshell. Okay. Very generously specific and still so very cool. The piece of everything wisecracking crime-fighting brothers are back in a gorgeously dynamic animated style for fun adventure, that launches a modernized reboot. I'm in all in. Toe Power remains undefeated. Okay, yeah, so it seems like most of these ones are pretty positive, which I'm quite surprised at. This should be absolutely kept with. They should, oh no. Hang on, hang on. They should absolutely keep the creative behind the TMNT Mr. Mayhem, as they clearly had fun making it, and that joy is infectious to the audience. Mayhem is a good film, a good family-friendly film. Time at the movies. Okay. All hail Seth Rogen for making the first big screen version of TMNT that doesn't suck. Oh, okay. Has this person not seen the other versions of Turtles? There are some pretty good ones out there. I don't know if this person really hates the other Turtles movies or what, but yeah, I don't think he was around during the 90s. Mutant Mayhem is the best TMNT movie film ever. I got a feeling it won't be for me. It's got a very strong feeling for me. This new refreshing modern take manages to capture the very essence of fun, lovable characters, and their wacky world. A told like Cowbunga full review in Spanish. Okay, so pretty interesting. Uh, Figure out regeneration. This rendition in the commentary, fresh and stunning look. Okay, so that's pretty interesting. 52 reviews. Okay, that's gonna be pretty interesting. I think I only looked at quite a few, and so far it seemed pretty interesting. A fresh mutation with classic reboot vibes. Paramount may be milking this success forever, though. Yeah, I got a feeling that. The emotional tones this movie was going for were buried under the weight of the comedy. Yep, I knew something like that would sort of happen in this sort of movie. So at least we know that's all going to be. That's decent. Quippy, zippy, and punchy. The team focus take on everyone's favorite piece of loving vigilantes is a fresh, refreshing reprisal of the property that could very well have felt slated in 2023. Okay. Do you have his? Hang on, let me. Hang on. Do you have his boils? No spoilers, right? Yeah. Yeah. This whole last stream is just gonna be no spoilers whatsoever. It's just talking about reviews that's coming out on Rotten Tomatoes and all that. So if they do spoil anything, then that is really not on me. But I don't think they will have anything. I mean, I'm pretty sure they won't in reviews. Mutant Mayhem is a pretty shallow venture thematically, having I think that was or done that one. Um, okay, this is the seventh and by far the best film. That is wrong. There is more than seven. Mutant Mayhem is a small. No, we've already read that one. Forget Barmheimer. These are the mutant hybrids we want to spend time with this summer. Okay, that's an interesting view for that one. Enjoy the witty banter between the characters and the eye-catching animation. The dynamic between the turtles is the best part of the movie. While Superfly was the great antagonist, and all the other mutants made the final act too crowded. Oh yeah, I must admit, I do think that like with the whole mutant things, while I do like how many mutants they do have in it, and I do like they are giving some attention to some characters which I thought would never get in movie form, such like Leatherhead and Mondo Gecko. Um, I do think that like it does feel a little bit too crowded with everyone in there, but I think that might be a good problem just because we've got too many characters, so many fan favorite characters. I can't complain too much just because I really like to see some of these ones on screen and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I did sort of fear that just because there was like it got like 10, I think it's or like nearly 20 characters in it. So that's decent, I want to say. Okay, it's an absolute winner. It's a good nostalgia for someone like myself, far since the 90s, also embracing newcomers, but also made me feel like I was experiencing a new version of the Turtles for the first time. Okay, that's pretty interesting, just because the good thing, like, most people are going to be like that. And I think that doesn't honestly like a really good review, I'd say. Okay, so that one has given me a little bit more hope. Timothy Mutant Mayhem oozes confidence, energy, and heart, and the animation adventure represents a new high for the turtles on the big screen. Okay, again, that's pretty interesting. It's summer holiday eye candy with sherbet. Oh no, I've already read that one. A thoroughly enduring film that's difficult to dislike. It plays like a YA novel that the turtles need for acceptance into human society is a relatable motif, and the animation fits the story with a rough edges and scratchy details. Okay, that's a again another like pretty interesting one, I would say, with what they're saying. But yeah, I mean, I must admit, I don't think that the whole thing about them need to be accepted into human stuff. I don't think that's going to be working too well for this movie. But you never know, it could work, I guess. It's charming and it's charming, energetic, and artistically exhilarating. A thrilling time at the movies. Okay, that doesn't really say too much. Definitely inspired by the Spider-Verse movies. I mean, yeah, I think everyone really definitely could tell that just from looking at the animation style, which I don't think it is different enough from Spider-Verse where I can say that it's somewhat inspired, but you definitely tell that it's not. I would have to say that with this movie, like with the other one, Spider-Verse, you can definitely tell that it was more CGI. With this one, it feels more like clay animation, which I just think it looks beautiful. Um, Okay, so Seth Rogen's Timothy movie manages to both be another to that groundbreaking film and still stand on its own. Adults will be impressed, while this should be a mind-blowing experience for kids, top notch. Okay, that's pretty interesting. But again, mentioning Spider-Verse, I got a feeling people are going to be comparing it to Spider-Verse. So I don't know if that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing. So yeah, overall, it's an exceedingly decent animated movie, but serves as another fun, entertaining experience that may or may not have you in a cowabunga. Yeah, I won't be a man. I've got some dignity. Okay. Teenage Teenage Toes Mr. Mayhem is a refreshing blood character. The film looks absolutely incredible with stunning animation and killer action scenes. The turtles experience growing pains in a world that fears them. Okay, that could be interesting. Like when people like put that way about accepting by people who fear them, all that, it does sound a bit interesting. But I think it's just a way that people go like, describe the whole thing. TMNT Mutant Mayhem may be no Spider-Verse, but the fact that even tries to put it way above the level of so much family adventure these days. Okay. An absolute game changer, perfectly combines nostalgia with something refreshing. Her soundtrack. Yeah, I've heard a lot of soundtrack. I've heard like good things about it. I haven't heard of it. I haven't heard the soundtrack. I listened to one or two. I think it's two songs, and like from what I've heard so far, it does sound pretty decent and really great. A Jubilee for Bath, and oh yeah, this was like one that sort of saying some bad stuff about. I don't know if it was actually bad stuff or I'm not sure what this review. It's sort of like that's sort of like review that makes me question a lot of stuff. Where it goes, a jubilee of bath and snort and news and stink bugs and slobbering rhinoceros and shouting awesome when someone lands a cool kick. So that one just like says a lot about the movie and what to expect. But at the same time, I don't know if that's I don't know if that's supposed to be a good review or a bad review. So yeah, easily the most visually uh arresting animation in the movie this year, but it doesn't have Spider-Verse in the title. Yeah. Besides a couple of live action inserts, mostly from kung fu movies, the film is fully animated, but with these kind of careless scribbles. Um, and ink lines that suggest imagery pulled from the margins of a school notebook during a dull chemistry class. Okay, yeah, I mean, I did notice that as well. That and it did look really good. Like it did, like I know the scribble lines on there. They even had a different kind of feel for the movie, and it looks like it's gonna have like a whole different kind of feel with it all. So that sounds interesting. With animation humor that springs from the stoner mind of Seth Rogen. This is exactly the kind. This is exactly a jump kick in the pants that Timothy needed. I think that's up for debates about that one. It turns this very familiar concepts into something fresh. Oh yeah, I mean, I've heard a lot about this movie about them wanting to do fresh and all that with but I don't know. I think so far with what they are doing in this movie, it doesn't really sound all too fresh with the whole ideas and all that. But at the same time, you never know. Okay, this is the first factual Tolls movie that comes anywhere close to that feeling in the mid '80s. Something that was weird and underground and a little edgy. Ooh, okay, that sounds actually really interesting. Like comments like this, like sort of, you hear stuff that you don't really hear about movie. Okay, that sounds good. Like this is definitely one of those ones. I mean, like even though it sounds edgy, okay, that sounds interesting. Just because you know it tells normally that edgy nowadays, so that could be interesting. The 80s something, that's weird. Okay, that could be interesting. I don't really know that feeling, so it'd be nice to hear that feeling. Miss Mayhem blends a hyper-aware but affectionate love of the franchise's past with a look into lingo or to present. Hmm, that doesn't really give much about that. Yeah. Tail Power is back. Thanks to a potent combo of winning humor and gnarly animation, Cowabunga. Okay, yeah, there is so much about the Timothy Music Mayhem is fun when it's fun, but dull when it's okay. This is kind of what I'm looking for. But it's all like this inconsistency holds it back from being a good. Oh god, this inconsistency holds it back from being as good as it perhaps deserves to be, but it offers a good foundation to build a new generation of Ninja Turtles fans. Okay, that's interesting. That one again, like the comments like these, really put me on the fence, but I do like these ones because a bit more faithful. So that sounds interesting and somewhat what we should expect from Turtles. I mean, we always do expect that. Like Turtles normally has like good bits and bad bits, and the bad are just bad, and there's no redeeming bits in those ones. But yeah, okay, that sounds really interesting. That they've gone down that route. Okay, that's I don't know if that's giving me more hope or hype for it, but it's there, I guess. Okay, so where is it? Okay, the infinitely animated, giddily funny, and surprisingly authentic take on the outsider experience. It is virtually impossible not to be charmed by these reptilian bros. I think I can. An action-packed, utterly goofy nostalgia trip. Okay, okay, review like this, Cowabunga, that's not gonna be much helpful sign if it's gonna be a good movie or not. But okay. Tim and Team Music Mayhem has its problems, but it does justify this new take on or Turtles, also giving old and new fans quite a bit to enjoy. True adventure to a theatre to take this animated enterprise. Yeah, I got a feeling that like most people they've already seen trailers and already made their decisions and be like, yeah, no, done with it. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I guess it's there again. But again, that's going to be pretty interesting to see because yeah, I know that like some people, if you look online on certain places, they definitely spoken their opinions on it all and all that. So it's gonna be interesting to see if they do actually watch the movie, if they do actually share their opinions, and if they do actually mention anything good about it. But I doubt it. This new animated origin story for the Colonial Adventures is unexpectedly funny, rather stylish design. I don't know how to say that last word. Oh well. The heart of Music Mayhem is pure, and the look of its was bright and unique, making it a worthy new addition to a franchise that clearly still has new stories to tell. Okay, that's seems interesting. Again, like, that one, like, that kind of comment that like gives me hope for it, just because it seems to feel like there's a lot more to it than meets the eye, which gives me hopes for it and all that. So, a bold new take. Okay, yeah, I think like this version is definitely bold, and I think it's either going to be good or bad. I think I don't think there's going to be like anywhere in between. I don't think. Okay. Fans will not be disappointed with any of the decisions here. Notably, the scattershot animation that feels rough around the edges, stylish anti-CGI blandness, and visually surprising and satisfying. Okay, that gives me a little bit of hope. I mean, with the some decisions, I think that fans are already disappointed with it. I'm on board with, but there's certain things in there that I'm like, oh, you going down that path. Okay, that's not where we're taking things, but okay, yeah. Okay. In a time when so much of what we consume can feel plastic and cheap and mass produced, is a human touch we come to crave, especially when it leads to something as fun as this. Okay, but they didn't really give us much information about if it's going to be good or not. So yeah. Mutant Mayhem handles Timothy Easter eggs much more suitably than many nostalgia movies. References to the original comic books and 90s movies don't stop the movies to say, look at these references. Ooh, okay, that's pretty interesting and somewhat curious to see by that, just because I've heard for like reviews that go on and talk about the Easter eggs and stuff like that. People notice them and point out the games, the movies, TV show, comics, and all that. And normally, like these kind of movies, normally do that, and you're like, oh yeah, okay, we're gonna stop the movie just to talk about it. So that's gonna be interesting. Somewhat curious to see how much they reference stuff and all that. Also, somewhat curious to see if they actually do any references to the 2003 show. Doubt it, but yeah. Okay, so Mayhem has its own unique and color style for animation, and a new take on the turtles, well, different enough to be fresh. But unfortunately, the mature teenage coming of age and gloomy mutant brawl doesn't vibe all that well. Okay, that's somewhat interesting. Like that's somewhat which I was questioning as well, just because I know that like with the whole thing with this movie, they're going down the route of trying to make it more teenager focused and stuff, which is not something which I'm looking forward to, depending how like where to go with it all. And I do think that like, it's not going to mix well with them being ninjas and all that. But yeah, I must admit that sort of comments as well, like as well as like some of the other ones. Yeah, there's many questions a lot of stuff about this movie. The film is dynamic, perfectly blending a modern childlike wonder with a healthy dose of 1990 nostalgia, wrapped in a heartfelt, relatable story of growing up and feeling different. Okay, interesting, but I wonder how many people are actually going to relate to this story. I just wonder that. So yeah, that's all we got to say about that review. Like, maybe I might be able to relate it, but I highly doubt it. You never know. Okay, considering Rogan's participation as both a writer and actor, it's surprising that Mutant Mayhem plays it so safe, not merely in terms of plot, but regards to its comedy. Ooh, okay, that's interesting because I know comedy was like quite a big thing for this movie. In terms of what they were trying to do, so that is pretty interesting. That this person's saying that with the comedy and all that, because I know that like Rogan stuff, it is either hit or miss. You either like it or you don't. So I do find that pretty interesting that they're already going down that route and saying that. So I do find that pretty interesting for a variety of different reasons, and do hope that the comedy in it is good, but not like all over the place, not just like like there every 5 seconds. So I have hope for it, but at the same time, you just never know nowadays, and especially with what they're going for with the more teenager-like thing, which could either be good or bad. But I guess we'll wait and see about that one. Okay, so next one is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, oh god, hang on. Timothy Mutant Mayhem oozes fun with gorgeous action-packed visuals paired with a heartfelt story about family and acceptance. Okay, again, that doesn't really give much to say other than it's just good. I prefer like reviews a bit more honest and stuff like that, but really just go a bit more in detail about if it's actually good or not. So yeah. Okay, so backed by hip hop infused soundtracks and a pulsating score from Trent Reznor and Articus Ross, which mixes electronic with grudge rock and hip hop. Timothy Mayhem is given such youthful energy nearly every turn. Okay, I mean, must admit, so far, all these reviews are sounding really positive about it, but then you get like some which like somewhat, I won't say negative, but they do like point out some flaws in it, and it's all makes you wonder which reviews are actually correct. I don't know if like people are going to be have all different opinions and all that sort of stuff, but at the same time, I'm still wondering that because I know that is it's pretty interesting. This is the perfect dose of humor, nostalgia, and humanity I didn't know I needed. Okay, I don't understand how you can have humanity in here. Okay, that's interesting, I guess. This Mayhem puts the biggest smile on my face. The best Timothy movie film yet. A hilarious, heartfelt, imaginative animation, a true coming of age story about being accepted in a society. Okay, that's interesting. Again, like so much stuff about that sort of thing. I don't know why people are saying it's gonna be it's the best Timothy movie. I know people have their opinions and stuff like that, and probably after walking out the theater tomorrow, I'm gonna be like, yeah, it's the best movie. But we all know that it can't be the 1990 movie. So yeah, I think people are just saying it just because of and just because seeing it right now. So I do find that pretty interesting. It was only I think I did miss a few of the first reviews on there. Is this the first page? Yeah, this is the first page. Focusing on the innocence of adolescents, or attempting to subvert superhero movie tropes, enough works in the film. In film's favour, to hope there's more in the works for these heroes in Harshow. Yeah, I've heard for like because I know they're making a sequel TV show. It does give me interested to see what they're gonna do for this universe. Also, one thing which I'm quite happy about is the fact that we do know that there's more for this universe. It's not just going to be like a one done type thing, which I'm happy about just so that I can get fully invested into this universe and still know that there's more to come. So that's like really good to hear. Also, it's great to know that they are somewhat building up a somewhat cinematic universe in a way with a TV show, movies. Hopefully, the villain-based movies are still coming out. And if they all do come out and everything comes out and this universe is like perfect and all that, it's gonna be interesting. However, the one thing which I do got to say about that is just because I know that with this version of Turtles, it's gonna be so much more different compared to the other versions of Turtles. I mean, I'm wondering with this one, how do you actually end this universe? Would this be done in a TV show format or the movies? I'm somewhat curious by that, just because I feel like with this movie or this whole universe and all that, it's somewhat interesting just because it feels to me that this one is just the beginning of a bigger, brighter, better future for this universe and stuff like that. But at the same time, how do you end it? So I know that we probably shouldn't be asking these questions just yet, just because it hasn't even come out yet, and the future for this universe is still just beginning. So yeah, very generationally specific and still very cool. The pizza eating, wisecracking, crime fighting brothers are back in a goodly dynamic animated style for fun adventure that launches a modernized reboot. I'm all in. Total Power remains undefeated. Okay, yeah. So again, this also goes back to like the universe type stuff. So again, like I'm really curious to see how they're gonna handle all that, and yeah, I'm so curious by that. Okay, they should absolutely keep the creative. Oh yeah, if you read that one. All hail Seth Rogen for making the first big screen version of TMNT version suck. Yeah, again, I don't know what this person's doing. I think this person hasn't seen the other versions of Turtles, or he might hate them. I mean, how does he think that this one's going to be better than not the? So yeah, in Mayhem is the best Timothy movie film ever. Again, this person not seen other Tell movies. This new refreshing modern take manages to capture the very essence of fun, lovable characters, and the wacky world. A total delight. Cowbunga. Oh yeah, he was one to this in Spanish. I wanted to read that one in Spanish, but I'm not sure if I should because I know that I'm going to get it wrong. Somehow also figure out how to work for every generation. I think we actually read all of them now. Okay, so that's pretty interesting. So we read 52 reviews. That's great, and still, it has given me a lot more hope for this future. All got Super Squad. Sup? What are you doing? We are reading the comments for Music Mayhem. So for that, we're getting pumped. So we're getting ready for Music Mayhem, or at the very least, I'm trying to get ready for Music Mayhem. So yeah, let me trash. Yeah, I'm quite curious to see what we're saying about Music Mayhem's trash. What? Be careful with your work, I'd say. um. So yeah. So I must admit, so far my screen for it tomorrow is pretty packed, I would say. But I think a lot more people are going to come in. Um. and all that. Superfly's trash. He will lose. Well, yeah, of course, it's the Toll movie, and the villains always lose and stuff like that. So obviously, he was always going to lose no matter what. So yeah, Toll's win. Movie is hype. Yeah, yeah, of course, Toll's win. It's the first movie. I mean, I can understand if this was like the third or fourth or fifth to the franchise. I can understand if they were going to lose then. But on the first movie, yeah, I think everyone knew that Toll was going to win. And yeah, this movie is definitely. I don't know if it's hype or not. I mean, I'm on the fence. There's so much which I love about it, but at the same time, there's a lot about it. If I'm like on the fence, I'm like, okay, you're doing that. Okay, going down that direction. Okay, that's not ideal for me, but at the same time, it could be good. It could be. I'm saying that very sarcastically because maybe it might not be, but I'm holding out hope. So yeah, yeah. So another it's actually pretty full. Who's your favorite turtle? That's a very difficult question. So it depends on like what version you're talking about. If it's but depending on like what version it is, will depend on what it is. Like Rise, it's Donatello, IW's Wrath. No, Rise is Donatello, IW's Jenica, 2003's Wrath. I think what's up? No, I do like Rise Leo as well. Oh, God. No, but I do think Rise Donnie is my favorite. I think. Mutant Mayhem. Oh god, that's a really hard one. Just because, Donnie's okay. I think it could be. He could sound better. Maggie, I do like the sound of, but I don't like his design because his head changes in every scene. Raph, I just don't like his personality or his banter, but I think Leo is probably my favorite one out of all of them. But yeah, I think that's only because all the other ones they have like pretty big outstanding things which I dislike quite a bit. But yeah, yeah. So what's your favorite toll from Mutant Men? I mean, I don't spoil it, but like what you have to say about in terms of like like who's your favorite? Yeah, I don't know. Me and Megan, something which I really want to get to, but I think it's difficult for me just because there's some things which I've done in it. But forward to it, but so yeah, yeah, I don't really know what else to really do in this last thing. I've gone over the reviews, and it didn't really help me whatsoever in terms of it's going to be a good movie or mid movie. So far, it seems like it's just going to be like an okay movie. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be a good thing, bad thing. It seems like a really good movie, which does give me a lot of hype for this movie. And let me check Twitter because I know they have quite things on there about views and all that, which could be any. My concern about doing the what stuff on Twitter. Let's look at stuff on Twitter. You never know. Okay, stuff. Okay, so big ups. But I got invited. Damn it. I've asked me to him movie, like a film. Okay, it's a 10 out of 10. So that's pretty interesting. What are your thoughts on Splinter? So this Splinter, he has a design which I do like for the most part. It's one designs where like there's some bits about it where just like, okay, that bit didn't work there, but so much about his design for like, yeah, that works really well. It's sort of like it's hard to explain if it's actually good or not, but like I do like his design. His voice I do not like don't think Jackie Chan does a good Splinter whatsoever. He sounds just soulless. I mean, I may be wrong. Maybe it might be good in the movie, but from what I've seen so far, he just doesn't Splinter whatsoever. I mean, I think it's just a voice. If they change the voice up to be more like a Splinter voice to actually like, then I think it could work. But I just don't think he has the voice that works with Splinter. And reviews. Okay, okay, this is pretty interesting. A ranking. So okay, so that's pretty bad. He's on an A tier with Tales. I mean, Tales Forever is my favorite Tales movie with 1990 movie. So that's pretty interesting. I mean, it gives me somewhat hope, but at the same time, I'm not too sure. Okay, my review of the Timothy Mayhem movie. In UK cinemas, July. Okay, so that's not actually gonna review or anything. Yeah, great. Okay, any more reviews? There's a streaming 7 p.m. Okay, so that's no spoilers. I think one of my favorite things about Miss Mayhem has done with Timothy is that it's the first film that Timothy has fully embraced the world of Timothy and chooses to fully lean into and play there. Yeah, I mean that's something interesting, which I'm so because I know that's what doing, which is interesting, but it depends how well they do it with. Okay, so any more reviews? Timmy Mayhem movie is beautifully animated, full heart, and has a lot of great laughs. It lives on the Mutant Mayhem, and fans of Turtles will love it. Paul Rudd's Mondo Gecko steals the show, and it's a fun summer film. Okay, that's somewhat interesting as well. Mentioned, your volume is cutting out. Oh, I don't really know what to do about that. Sorry. Yeah. And was what? So yeah, Paul Rudd sounds pretty interesting. I think I had to watch the full movie to give my opinions on him. I think the one which I'm looking forward to the most is Leatherhead. So I'm curious to see how Rose Byrne does the voice of Leatherhead. Not what the voice I was expecting, just because I don't like the Australian thing. I would have heard a voice like 2003 or 2012. So it could be interesting depending what they do. Okay, here's my list of fully animated Timothy movies per Mutant Mayhem. Which one is your favorite? Oh, that's not really. That's pointless. Pointless. The series and a harsh show Timothy Mutant Mayhem movie in UK cinema tomorrow. Yeah, we're all got under a few hours now. Not till okay. Isn't more reviews? Okay, Pasta Pizza, Timothy movie. It gets 4 stars in my review. Okay, so that could be good or it could be bad. Okay. Okay. It really sucks being a Filipino as the comes out August 23rd. Oh Christ! I mean, I do feel really happy that it comes out tomorrow, so that's great. Okay. Perhaps Nickelodeon would collaborate Ross Timothy show to correspond with the potential. I mean, an ideal, well, being realistic and all that, and having common sense for the franchise, do that. But we know how this is going to play out. Perhaps Nickelodeon would be no. Timothy Mutant Mayhem movie is easily one of the most fun and enjoyable theatre experiences of the year. It's pure intergenerational. Okay, and that's great to hear. If any, and I mean any of my meets, well, I don't ever worry about that one. Called a sneak peek showing, and it definitely left me wanting more. To me, is really that good. If you find tickets, consider checking it out. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, any more reviews? Whoa, that's statues. Wow, they actually look really cool. Oh, it's shame not come to the UK. Don't miss this exclusive. We've seen that one. Blah blah blah. No heroes. Okay, I think we come to the end of reviews. I want to say. Interesting shows are back with some Mutant Mayhem. Here are what we thought. I'll probably look at that later. WWE shows doing stuff for this movie. That's interesting. um. Okay, more action. Okay, like Seth Rogen stood with Simon and gave us an updated version of a show with breaking the character without breaking the characters. Super fun movie, great animation, excellent action sequences, good soundtrack, very well voiced cast, and plenty of humor and heart. The whole family will enjoy this one, including the older fans and childs just being introduced to the characters. Worth watching. Okay, that's interesting. Gives me a bit more hope for this one. Oh, this design looks cool. Wow. I won't lie, that actually looks really cool. The art style for that one. That one actually looks really amazing. I can't even lie. That actually is really good artwork. Okay, was that the same one? Okay, that's the same one. Same review. Anymore. I don't. It really sucks. Oh no. Okay, I think people are just reposting stuff. I've already done a skin. I don't know what I was talking about. Doesn't sound like a review. Okay. Yeah, I think. Yes, I think that's pretty much it for this one, really. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the movie now. Oh boy, it's gonna be interesting. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today, guys. If you're awesome, please share, like, subscribe, and all that stuff. Goodbye, yo. Bye.